Hello, Miami. This is 305 Sports Now, your home podcast and channel for all things Miami sports related. I am Will, and today we are covering hockey. All right, so we're doing hockey full time today as the much-deserved Florida Panthers have entered the Stanley Cup Finals, and 305 Sports Now is bringing you coverage of their battle against either the Dallas Stars or the Las Vegas Golden Knights. So that's pretty much as we're talking today, I just want to go over a few things. It is an amazing ride with this team, as primarily as from what I've seen. In particular, I just have to draw back to the time when I was 15 years old, a freshman in high school. And that's the last time the Florida Panthers went into the Stanley Cup, and it was an amazing ride. As I can still remember, John Van Beesbrook, Scott Mellenby, Paul Loss, Robbie Niedermeyer, Stu Barnes, Brian Skrulin. Those guys were just Bill Lindsay. Let's not forget Bill Lindsay either. I mean, it was just, those guys were just amazing. They were a bunch of blue collar, tough nose, like the Ed Jovanovskis of the world types, and they just got it done. I mean, they were gritty. They took on the best teams that anybody could bring against them, and they won their games. I mean, and they faced some very tough teams that year too. They faced Boston as well, in the first round, and they faced Eric Lindros in the second round in the Philadelphia Flyers, and they went off against what seemed to be to a lot of people as a Stanley Cup favorite, the Pittsburgh Penguins, against Mario Lemieux and Jaromir Jagr. Beat that team as well, only to lose in 4 games against a very tough and destined Colorado Avalanche team with Patrick Waugh, and Joe Sakic as well. So it was just a phenomenal run. That, let me tell you, the Panthers may have lost, in the Stanley Cup Finals that season, but I'll never forget that overtime game in Game 4 when it when it was 0-0. The Panthers were not going to go, away. They wanted to force a 5th game, but Colorado just made it happen. But that was a tough team because in that year and in those playoffs, you never knew who was going to score on you. All right, it was either Skrulin would pop one in, or I think our best goal scorer was probably Stu Barnes, that year. And then you have maybe a little Robbie Niedermeyer, a little Radek Dvorak, a little Ed Jovanovski. Jovanovski wasn't a goal scorer; he was a smasher. But you had a little slap shot at him. So you never knew who would get the game-winning goal. You never knew. So it was tough to double team, some of these guys, because they were just an unpredictable team in terms of who was going to take the lead that day. But it worked, okay, and they had very good goaltending, and they had very good defense under the coaching of Doug MacLean that season. And then we fast forward into 2023. In 2022, everyone thought that it was time for the Panthers to win the Stanley Cup, and they underachieved. Okay, there's rumors about them not taking the playoffs seriously. That's alleged, in terms of strip clubs and stuff like that. But they make some changes off season. They have a very rough, start to the year, and they pick it up at the end of the year with goaltending from actually Alex Lyons. And they get into the playoffs, and they face pretty much the best team in hockey that season. And the best regular season in years in the Boston Bruins. The Boston Bruins are up 3-1. All right, 3-1, and the Panthers just gutted out, never phased. Take Game 7 over there in Boston, send the Bruins packing, and then on to Maple Leafs, beat them in 5 games. Then they face off against a very tough team they faced in the playoffs before. They face off against the Carolina Hurricanes, and it was smashed all the way, but they sweep them. They go 4-0, the toughest 4-0 you could ever see, as every single game was down to the wire, and we saw some dramatic victories led by the scoring of Matthew Tkachuk, who's been an absolute fantastic get for the Panthers, and this season coming from Calgary, and sending Jonathan Huberdeau in a trade and stuff like that. It was just phenomenal, a phenomenal run. And now they're waiting the winner in the Western Conference, and people are picking the Panthers, right? They're picking the Panthers to win a Stanley Cup this year, and why not? All right, why not? They have a great shot of winning the Cup. They're well coached. They're well disciplined. What's different in the playoffs that you don't have in the regular season, especially in games like hockey and basketball, is that night to night you're preparing for a different team. Okay, so it's kind of hard sometimes. That's why sometimes in the regular season defenses just get better, and offenses tend to dwindle a little bit in playoffs. Not all the time. You have some anomalies, in particular, but many times defenses do ratchet up because they know you better. They prepare for you night to night, and they know your style. They know what to expect. They know who to watch out for, and that's something that the Panthers have done, right? They know they've shut down the best players in every single team they faced in this season. But I got to hand it to Sergei Bobrovsky, a guy that went through a lot of hardship this year. He was benched, for Alex Lyons, and Alex Lyons was a huge reason why the Panthers even made this playoff run and even got into playoffs. But Bobrovsky has been solid, right? As Bobrovsky has had shutouts, Bobrovsky has been, the reason why we got to 4 overtimes because he would not surrender a goal, and his goals against average in the playoffs has been absolutely insane. A 2.21 goals against average. That is astonishing considering the fact that scoring has gone up, the last few years because of modifications the NHL's made to increase scoring. And he has a 2.2 goals against average in the playoffs. But let's give credit to Matthew Tkachuk, who has put this team on his back offensively and won games. All right, and won games in dramatic fashion in clutch situations for the Panthers, and that is something that is never going to be forgotten. We will hear the name Matthew Tkachuk for years to come because this team is going to continue to be successful no matter what, especially next year when they've gelled together, they've played together. The Maurice system is really going to take off a bit more because it's year 2. So Tkachuk's been great, but let's not ignore, okay, the Anthony Duclairs, the Alexander Barkovs, okay, the Sam Reinharts, of the team, as well as the Carter Verhaeghes. Let's not forget those guys either because they had a huge hand in putting the Panthers in the situation that they're in today. All right, so go Cats. All right, go Cats. Support this team. Watch these games. They're fun. They're entertaining. They're always full of drama. All right, that's what they call them, the Cardiac Cats, for a reason. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you heard, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to 305 Sports Now. I'll be bringing you more Panther coverage as well. Stay safe. God bless. See you soon. Bye-bye.